Good morning, everybody. Whew. Class is back in session, guys. So, today we're going to be reading about a beautiful young lady whose name is Susanna. Now, the thing with Susanna, right? She has an interesting story. Her story is not in our typical 66 books that they gave us. It's in one of the other secret books. But let me tell y'all Susanna's story real quick. A man lived in Babylon and his name was Joachim. He took a wife whose name was Susanna, the daughter of Helkias, a very fair woman, and one who feared the Lord. Her parents were also righteous and taught their daughter according to the law of Moses. Now Joachim was a great rich man and had a beautiful garden next to his house. The Jews used to come to him because he was more honorable than all others. The same year, 2 of the elders of the people were appointed to be judges, such as the Lord spoke of, that wickedness came from Babylon, from elders who were judges who were supposed to govern the people. These were often at Joachim's house. All that had any lawsuits came to them. When the people departed away at noon, Susan went into her husband's garden to walk. The 2 elders saw her going in every day and walking, and they were inflamed with lust for her. They perverted their own mind and turned away their eyes, that they might not look to heaven, nor remember just judgments. And although they both were wounded with lust for her, yet dared not show the other his grief, for they were ashamed to declare their lust, what they desired to do with her, these sick perverts. And, it's so unfortunate because stuff like this, even though this is a historical event that took place, things like this are still happening to this very day, my friend. Sometimes, being beautiful, it really can be a curse. Because it's like when you're beautiful, so many people would think you have this amazing life and da-da-da-da-da. And, a lot of times it's not like that. It really don't be like that. You'll be surprised how many beautiful people go through more stuff than the average person just because of the way they look. Fun fact, with the regular Bible, in the 66 books, Joseph, he was a fair man to look at. Very handsome young man who feared the Lord for real. And the king who he ended up becoming the right-hand man to, his wife was filled with the same disgusting spirit. She wanted him. Excuse me, y'all. She wanted him. Out of his respect for God, he was like, yo, no. She didn't take too kindly to that. So she ripped his cloak and lied on him and said that he raped her. Yep. But justice and vindication was served for Joseph, and I'm pretty sure that lady got exactly what liars and the wicked get. Because, see, it's one thing to, have a desire for a person and then, not act on it, whether it be, regular or wickedly, versus to have a desire for a person and then, feel like you want them or whatever, so now you're moving wicked, you're doing wicked to get them. You're a pig. You're a pig. You're a pig. Oh, poor Susanna. Yet they watched eagerly from day to day to see her. the one said to the other, "Let's go home now, for it is dinner time." So when they had gone out, they parted company and turned back again. They came to the same place. After they had asked one another the cause, they acknowledged their lust. Then they appointed a time both together when they might find her alone. It happened, as they watched on an opportune day, she went in as before with only 2 maids, and she desired to wash herself in the garden, for it was hot. There was nobody there except the 2 elders who had hid themselves and watched her. Then she said to her maids, "Bring me olive oil and ointment, and shut the garden doors that I may wash myself." They did as she asked them, and shut the garden doors, and went out themselves at the side door to fetch the things that she had commanded them. They didn't see the elders because they were hidden. Now when the maids had gone out, the 2 elders rose up and ran to her, saying, "Behold, the garden doors are shut, that no man can see us, and we are in love with you. Therefore consent to us and lie with us." They was basically trying to get her to give up the cat, the box, the sacred garden. "If you will not, we will testify against you that a young man was with you. Therefore you sent your maids away from you." So y'all see how shiesty people get? These 2 old, now mind you, you 2 are elders, which means y'all supposed to be setting good examples. But you old, malicious, wicked, devious, demonic NCPs come together because of their lust for this one young lady and then try to blackmail her? Oh, so if she don't sleep with you, then you gon' lie and say she had a young man in the thing with her? Oh, wow. Then Susan sighed and said, "I am trapped, for if I do this thing, it is death to me. If I don't do it, I can't escape your hands. It is better for me to fall into your hands and not do it than to sin in the sight of the Lord." See, and that's, I had so much, bro, when I tell you I had so much love and respect for Susanna when I read that, because I'm like, bro, not every female is willing to just give in to a guy's sexual desires. It's like so pathetic and sad. Anyway. Anyway. My God. With that, Susan cried with a loud voice, and the 2 elders cried out against her. Then one of them ran and opened the garden doors. So when the servants of the house heard the cry in the garden, they rushed in at the side door to see what had happened to her. But when the elders had told their tale, the servants were greatly ashamed, for there was never such a report made of Susanna. Oh, it came to pass on the next day, when the people assembled to her husband Joachim, the 2 elders came full of their wicked intent against Susanna to put her to death. Wow, this looks and sounds so familiar. And said before the people, "Send for Susanna, the daughter of Helkias, Joachim's wife." So they sent. And she came with her father and mother, her children, and all her kindred. Now Susanna was a very delicate woman and beautiful to behold. These wicked men commanded her to be unveiled, for she was veiled, that they might be filled with her beauty. Yo, just disgusting. Therefore her friends and all who saw her wept. Then the 2 elders stood up in the midst of the people and laid their hands upon her head. She, weeping, looked up towards heaven, for her heart trusted in the Lord. I'm telling you, man, because the elders said, "As we walked in the garden alone, this woman came in with 2 maids, shut the garden doors, and sent the maids away. Then a young man who was hidden there came to her and lay with her. And we, being in a corner of the garden, saw this wickedness and ran to them. And when we saw them together, we couldn't hold the man, for he was stronger than we, and opened the doors and leapt out. But having taken this woman, we asked who the young man was. But she would not tell us. We testify these things. Then the assembly believed them as those who were elders of the people and judges. So they condemned her to death. Then Susanna cried out with a loud voice and said, "O everlasting God, you know the secrets and know all things before they happen. You know that they have testified falsely against me. Behold, I must die, even though I never did such things as these men have maliciously invented against me." The Lord heard her voice. Therefore, when she was led away to be put to death, God raised up the Holy Spirit of a young youth, whose name was Daniel. He cried with a loud voice, "I am clear from the blood of this woman." I'm telling you, because she innocent. So the smart ones would know. Don't get yourself involved in that trash, because Then all the people turned them towards him and said, "What do these words that you have spoken mean?" So he, standing in the midst of them, said, "Are ye all such fools, you sons of Israel, that without examination or knowledge of the truth, you have condemned the daughter of Israel? Return again to the place of judgment, for these have testified falsely against her." Therefore all the people turned again in haste, and the elders said to him, "Come, sit down amongst us, and show it to us, seeing God has given you the honor of an elder." Then Daniel said to them, "Put them far apart from each another, and I will examine them." So when they were put apart one from another, he called one of them and said to him, "Oh, you who have become old in wickedness, now your sin have returned, which you have committed before, in pronouncing unjust judgment, condemning the innocent, and letting the guilty go free." My God, this is so on time. Yes. And although the Lord says you shall not kill the innocent and righteous, now then, if you saw her, tell me, under which tree did you see them companying together? He answered, "Under a mastic tree." And Daniel said, "You have certainly lied against your own head. For even now the angel of God has received the sentence of God and will cut you in two." My God, every wicked elder and young person lying against the women of God out of their own lustful desires, may God deal with you sooner than later. Sooner than later. As it is said in this word. Because one thing God don't play is liars. He don't care for liars. That's literally an abomination to him. That's one of the biggest sins for him. He don't care for liars. And then for somebody to lie on one of his innocent children. Because let's remember, Susanna, she dubbed these old men out of her love and fear for the Lord. Never mind the fact that she was married. You know. I'm pretty sure she had respect for her husband too. But most importantly, we need to have more respect for God than our significant other, to where, no, God, I don't want to hurt you. Never mind the person that I'm dealing with. No, God, I don't want to hurt you. And so when you have a person that's really like a child of God, that will be their mindset more so than, person to person, because it's easy for us to get in the flesh and want to go, tick for tack, like, oh, you hurt me, so I'm going to hurt you. You cheated on me, I'm going to cheat back. You know what I'm saying? You did this to me, I'm going to do this back. No. Because that's when we in our flesh. And then vengeance is of the Lord. So look, if we go tick for tack, right, then that's basically us telling God, no, I got it. You relax. I got it. I'm going to handle this. I don't know about y'all, but I don't got it. I am definitely a daddy's girl. I need my daddy to fight all my battles because listen, he does it the best. I kid you not. And when he do it, it's done right. And there's no bloodshed on my hands. And then my name still get to be in the book of life. That's my focal point. My concern is that my name is still in the Lamb's book of life. Huh? Oh, okay. Because one thing I've learned, especially after watching He's All That Matters, like, that movie was so refreshing and awakening for me because in reality, with my 2 previous marriages that I've had, like, I can honestly say in my first marriage, I didn't have a, tick for tack mindset or anything like that, regardless to the stuff that was going on between me and my ex-husband, as far as with infidelity and stuff like that. I didn't care to go tick for tack with him because, like, I was really in love with him. And I really, wanted to do right by God. But then, look, here come the second husband, right? Infidelity again. But that time, I was like, nah. I ain't jacking this. And so I actually ended up getting into a whole, entanglement. And it was non-conducive for me because it didn't help me on any level. You know what I mean? So it was like, but, looking back at it, I'm definitely mature and grown enough to own up to that part. I definitely can say that now. Now, when I was in my flesh then, if you ask me that, no, get out of my face. It's up. But when you grow up spiritually, stuff hits different. So, at this stage in my life, I'm too old to be tick for tacking, okay? Listen here. Because one thing I know for certain and for sure is that God actually handpicks somebody for us, right? And when he does that, there's the person that you're meant to be with. So when anything happens with problems or stuff outside of, okay, let me put it like this, right? Those 2 ex-husbands that I have should have never been a husband to begin with, which is how they became ex-husbands. It was still all God's plan and his will. Me being speedy foot, doing too much, right? Got tricked up by the Decepticons. I'm okay to admit that. I'm okay to, you know what I'm saying? And it happens. I'm still human. And as a human, we still like to connect. And you know what I mean? I don't know. And I'm just one of those, little Disney princesses. Because that's what I grew up on, that happily ever after stuff. So, that's not nothing I'm ever gonna feel like. But because of what I went through, I don't let that stop me from knowing that there is somebody special that God handpicked for me. You know what I'm saying? And anybody that's not him is not gonna fit comfortably in that position. So I'm at the point where I'm just learning to embrace that. And, in reality, look, guys, a lot of times, with these relationships and stuff, we move too fast. Because here's the thing. A lot of times there are demons that we still need to deal with, right? And if they're not dealt with, that is technically baggage you're bringing into that relationship. Because boom, I did a video a while back called How Do You Have Kids, right? And with that video, it's speaking about it from a spiritual aspect. So boom, spiritually speaking, right? How do you have kids? So let me give you an example. Okay. You have a female and the guy, duh. So the guy, let's see. He has anger, lust, perversion, several spirits in him, right? And then the female, she may have those same spirits as well as like low self-esteem, the spirit of rejection, things of this nature. So all of these spirits play a part very heavily. Why? Because when we intertwine intimately, you're now doing spirit exchange. Yup, just so you know. So now you two are exchanging spirits. You're not only exchanging bodily fluids, you're exchanging spirits. So those spirits that were in the two parties involved that, are being intimate, when a child is created from that, whatever spirits were involved while those two were being intimate, little Junior's about to have those spirits too. Just so you know. Yeah. If nobody takes the time to spiritually heal and work on their spiritual bank account, sweetie, that child is going to inherit those demons. And you could try to act all you want, cap all you want. Listen here. It is stated in the word that we have to bring a child up in the way of the Lord. In Proverbs, it tells us foolishness is bound up in the heart of a child. There are so many things relating to children in the book of Proverbs. That is no coincidence. Satan starts young. That imaginary friend stuff, those are spirits they talking to. They're dead serious when they say they have imaginary friends. Kids can see in the spiritual realm way more than adults, just so you know. That's why they get attacked more, and that's why more sublimational messages are pushed out in the cartoons and the children's stuff the way it is, because their spirit sees that and grasp it faster than the adult eye would, especially a sleeping adult eye, one that's spiritually asleep, mind you. So boom, here we are, right, with the and for anybody who's you part of the gang in the family, then you know about the demon that specifically inhabits young virgin boys. Now, I am going to do a little bit more further research to see if it was one that inhabits the young virgin females, because I'm not going to underestimate that it's not. But that one stood out, and I was able to get that demon. There is a picture of the page from the book, The Dictionary of Demons, in the community post for anybody that's interested in looking at that. Demon possession is a real thing, guys. I seriously need y'all to get that down pat. So boom, if you have a child that got possessed by a demon in their childlike state, that demon is going to remain with them until they are older and or taken up out of here because of too much wickedness. Because one thing about God, he's not a respecter of a person. He don't care if you 9, 8, 7, 98, 48, 61. He don't care what age you are. When you're wickedly wicked and your time is up, your time is up. But see, he be so gracious and loving and patient and merciful with us. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the wicked people take that for granted. But, whatever. Like these two gentlemen in the story of Susanna. You two made it to a point of being elders, and y'all been I could just imagine how many other women they probably violated with that disgusting. My goodness. We thank God Susanna was a real one. They had to come across a real one. That's all it be taking, is just to come across one of God's real ones. Because a lot of times when people play around with regular people, because, okay, here's the thing, right? Unless and until you surrender your heart to Christ and you accept him in your heart, you're definitely not exempt to get smoked up out of here. Because boom, just because you're God's creation, yes, he loves you, he's merciful, compassionate, all of that. However, you still have to accept him and become his child knowingly in order for your name to make it into the Lamb's Book of Life. Because outside of that, you go into the eternal lake of fire. Like, that's not a game. The demons that got y'all acting goofy, doing all this dumb stuff, bro, when I tell y'all they don't care about humans, you got to understand the history behind these demons, right? Because these are the spirits of the giants who were eating the humans. They don't care about people. These giants were eating the humans. Why? Because they couldn't eat the food, because they ate up all the food. So since there was no more food left, they started eating up the people. And then in the process of them eating up the people, they started having intimate relations with the animals. That's why God flooded the earth, because it was way too out of control. Why y'all think Sodom and Gomorrah got burnt up for sexual immorality? God don't be playing about stuff like that. Like, he really don't. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It feel all right or whatever, boom, 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 whatever, depending on the situation. But like, when it's not real, it's not even you're not even gonna get the maximum capacity of it. I'm just telling you right now. Like, when you're not with the person that God ordains you to be with, you're never even gonna get the full maximum capacity of it. So you're always going to never be satisfied in that department. Just so you know. But wait, because if you live by sex, you're gonna die by sex. Why you think there are STDs designed that can literally end your life? People think it's a game? My friend, I'll tell you what. Because I need the people in the front, the middle, and the back to hear what I'm saying, because I dropped 2 balls. I can't drop no more balls. So I need y'all to hear what I'm saying. Right? Like, for real. Hey, y'all. Please get it together and do better. Stop being wicked. Stop being, all this lying on people, trying to sabotage people and sabotage stuff. Listen, let me tell you something. God's plan and his wills will always supersede man's. All right? So when you plan and advise and make schemes against his children, I need you to understand the severity of how much he doesn't play about that type of stuff. He's very serious about his children. Just as regular parents are serious about their children. And in reality, the more I get into these hidden books, the more I see that, this stuff, it was in our face, but it wasn't in our face. Because this was hidden information that they hid from us. This was hidden information that they hid from us. And the more you know, the more you grow. But everything done in the dark definitely comes to the light. And all you little sneaky, geeky creepies, let me tell y'all something. The ones that y'all doing like these two elders, oh, let's hear how they end. Because y'all think it's a game. Who you have certainly lied against your own head. For even now, the angel of God has received the sentence of God and will cut you in two. Yes, Daddy, cut these liars in two. Because I'm telling you, man, all this lying on your daughters and your sons, no, that's clip. My daddy just did a big old sweep recently. This is the second sweep. It's the third sweep coming before the year ends. Unless you're trying to end up on a shirt, I advise you to please convert and turn away from that wickedness. All that Santa Maria, all that Kundalini, ashwagandha, whatever that Ushalanda, whatever that Jamaican witchcraft garbage y'all call it. I don't even know what it's called. Uwashu, Mami Wata, all of that garbage. Listen here. Hey, it doesn't end well for y'all. It really don't. I need y'all to stop dancing with these demons. Because hell is hot. And your feet gonna get burned. There's no water down there. Oh, and for the people, for the ones of y'all who can't control y'all sexual desires and y'all like to just freak off with any and everybody. So when you get to hell, there's going to be a specific special place where you're going to be sexually tormented for the rest of your life. So you're going to get plenty of sex for the rest of your life, eternally. But it's going to be hot and fiery in the midst as well. And it'll be torturous on some yeah. It ain't going to be the kind of sex you want. Yeah. Just so you know. See, people always be quick to do that, to mention that, live by the sword, die by the sword. But don't forget, that goes other ways as well. So if you out here, just boinking any and everybody, and you're not even respecting God. Because, see, it's one thing to respect God, and it's another thing to respect yourself, and then it's another thing to respect your significant other. And that honestly should be the order in which the respect level goes. God, self, significant other. Because in reality, you have to understand the value that God holds you to know that you're better than that. You're worth more than that. And for my kings and queens who are working in kingdom business on the job, and you have to deal with people of the opposite sex, don't let no demon in hell dressed up in an NCP body costume trick you out of your blessings and try to make you think that you're not supposed to be doing what you're supposed to be doing just because they under pre-assumptions of listen, because one thing for certain and two things for sure, everything under the dark come to the light. And the same way God vindicated Susanna, hand on the Bible, he gonna vindicate every single one of his daughters who get lied on the same way Susanna got lied on. We just got to be patient and trust in him and let him vindicate. Don't go tick for tack. No. Don't try to prove no points or none of that. You don't even got to argue, go back and forth. None of that. Somebody thinking you doing something you're not doing, let God reveal it in due time. I promise you he will. He always reveal the truth. Regardless to who try to sugarcoat it or anything like that. No matter what image man tries to paint on you, or no matter what curse or spell gets cast over you, I pray it gets scorched and broken with Holy Ghost fire today. In the name of Jesus, that is so. And I pray that every single person gets to see every single person the same way God does. How God see you, I want to see you. That heart, that's what I want to see. All that outer appearance stuff, that's nothing. A person can look so good, but their heart is so dark and wicked. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And then they'll go out and do malicious, devious, immoral acts. So he put him aside and commanded to bring the other and said to him, O you seed of Canaan, and not of Judah, beauty has deceived you, and lust has perverted your heart. Thus you have dealt with the daughters of Israel, and they for fear were intimate with you. Yup, see, I told y'all. These crumb buckets, scum buckets was doing that for years. Taking advantage of the women of God out of fear. Blackmailing them. We thank God Susanna didn't play that. And baby, I just want to let y'all know, there's more Susannas out there than you think. Not all of us are quick to just give in. Just so you know. Ooh, but the daughter of Judah would not tolerate your wickedness. Now therefore tell me, under which tree did you take them being intimate together? He answered, under an evergreen oak tree. Then Daniel said to him, you have also certainly lied against your own head. For the angel of God waits with the sword to cut you in two, that he may destroy you. With that, all the assembly cried out with a loud voice and blessed God, yes, who save those who hope in him. Then they arose against the two elders, for Daniel had convinced them of false testimony out of their own mouths. According to the law of Moses, they did to them what they maliciously intended to do to their neighbor. They put them to death, and the innocent blood was saved the same day. Therefore, Helkias and his wife praised God for their daughter Susanna, with Joachim her husband and all the kindred, because there was no dishonesty found in her. And from that day forth, Daniel had a great reputation in the sight of the people. That was such a beautiful word. I am about to go because I'm about to go into crybaby mode, and I don't need y'all hearing all of that in the background. Y'all know I want to. Yes, but that definitely gave me the refreshing inspiration and motivation I needed. And it was so timely because, that was a timely word. Refreshed my hope. But we love you guys. If you have not already given your heart to Christ yet by now, ciao. Because in the spiritual realm, you're not even born yet. You're not even an infant yet. But once you do accept him into your heart, then you're a child, and you start growing up. The more spiritual work you do, the more you grow up. How do you do spiritual work? You fast, you pray, you get in that word. Repent, ask God to help you turn from your wicked ways. Ask God, Psalms 139 verses 23 and 24. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts. And see if there be any wicked way in me. And lead me in the way everlasting. Because at the end of the day, the loudest thing on a person to God is our heart. He don't care about our appearance. He don't care about our lip service. He don't care about our deeds we do or don't do. He care about that heart. What that heart doing? What that heart saying? Am I in your heart? Are you keeping my word in your heart? Are you meditating on my word? Things like that. Then we also want to be making sure daily we're working on our fruits of the Spirit, and also try to get away from anybody and anything who will try to get you to not operate in the fruits of the Spirit. And when you see somebody operating with the spirit of offense and they're trying to pass it to you like Arab, no, it has the cooties. The spirit of offense has the cooties. Like, no lie. It has the cooties. And with that being said, it's something you want to stay away from. Forgiveness, that's a big thing to God. That's why he did the parable about the king with the wicked servant. When he said, okay, so there was a wicked servant who owed 10,000 naira, 10,000 pieces of gold, something like that. He owed like 10,000 pieces of gold. And the king grabbed him up and was like, yo, I want my bread. And he's like, yo, have mercy on me, because I don't have it. And the king felt bad, and he had mercy on him. Next thing you know, hey, the transfiguration. Next thing you know, the guy who was let go, he saw this one guy who owed him 100 pieces of silver. And he jacked the guy up and was like, yo, I need my bread. And the guy's like, I don't have it right now. Have mercy on me. And after that, somebody seen that and they told the king. And then the king ended up throwing that man in jail until he could pay his thing. Because he said, you know, I just let you go for 10,000 pieces of silver, but you gonna throw somebody in jail for 100? All right, hold that thought. And that's what happened. Right, because Satan don't cast out Satan. Be for real. So, yeah, I could have swore it wasn't Matthew. Might be a Mark. Why is this wrinkle? Might be a Mark. So, God, he's very big on unforgiveness. He don't play that. Because the way we want his forgiveness, he wants us to forgive others. So, boom, right? All right, cool. Oh, man. I'm seeing right now, it's a lot of spiritual warfare going on right now. I ain't gonna lie. My flesh was getting a little active, you know, from time to time. Ready to lay people out. Y'all know me. I'm going to keep it a band with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep it a band. I was ready to lay people out. Left and right. However, we thank God that that did not happen, because my daddy had to show me, baby, I have something very special for you. They real active. They trying to get you to lose that. See, look, when God got something really special coming, and it's like the closer it is, the stupider. Yo, look, the stupider. The stupider Satan gets. To the point where the NCPs, they start glitching and stuff, and like twitching and stuff. Steam be coming from out them. You know, like when they pour the water on the robot and it starts smoking and like sparking and stuff. It's definitely giving that because, they getting out of control. They don't even know what to do no more, honey. But listen, let me tell you something. Here's what you can do, okay? You can stop the bull crap. Give your life to Christ. Repent, turn from your wickedness, and do right. And y'all gonna have to do them confessions too. I ain't finna lie to y'all. Hey, boy, look here. Y'all gonna have to drop them confessions too. You know why? Because until y'all drop them confessions, even with y'all accepting Christ in y'all heart, no kizzy. The stuff y'all did, those demons will be entitled to torment you. And they'll have free range and access because you didn't make that confession. So like, say for instance, right? If you was like in the situation of one of those elders where you try to lie on a young lady that you wanted to sleep with and she dubbed you because she respect God. And so now it's like, you trying to conjure up schemes and scams and, I'ma say, Listen. Leave that one, my friend. You don't want to do that. When I tell y'all this is the year that God is collecting on them type of people, he's collecting. It's not a game at all. I know a lot of people playing right now, but it's not a game. It's not a game. It's very much not a game. My daddy's very much serious. And he's very much tired of his children crying out to him because of these wicked type of elders who sit up here trying to blackmail and oppress his daughters because of their beauty. That is Anyway. So you're going to want to be working on your fruits of the Spirit because, hold on for confirmation. In Matthew 3, verse 10, it tells us, and now also the axe is laid unto the root of the tree of the trees. Therefore, every tree which bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Now, which good fruit will he be talking about? The fruits of the Spirit. And those are in the book of Galatians. Let's shimmy over there real quick. I gotta use the bathroom. Let me hurry up. I'm not rushing y'all and stuff, but I gotta use the bathroom. Okay, so the fruits of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long suffering. Every day I have a struggle with this. Because I'm telling you, that's the one fruit of the Spirit I could definitely do without. Long suffering? Yeah, I could do without that. Absolutely, I could do without that. Gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. Now, the things that God does not tolerate, for anybody who wants to know, is adultery, fornication, uncleanness. And biblically speaking, spiritually speaking, uncleanness means that you are handling dead bodies. Whether it be you're touching them, being intimate with them, eating the raw, uncooked, dead thingy. That's uncleanliness to God. Just so anybody's confused on that. When God speaks about cleanliness in the Bible, he's strictly speaking about touching dead animals and stuff. I will have to go back into the Old Testament to get specifically where that information comes from. And I'll make a video about that for you guys, just so we can get a clarificational breakdown on that topic. Lavishness, idolatry, that's idol worshiping. And I recently found out, actually yesterday, when I was on YouTube, I found out that, no, not yesterday, I'm bugging. This was like a while back ago, because that was the other lady video. And I'm going to post that video I'm going to post it in the community, because I don't want to tell y'all I'm going to put it in the description and then don't. So I'm going to just post it in the community. But yeah, she was saying how with because I think she was married twice too or something like that. But she was saying about how, like, with her ex-husband, she made him an idol. And no lie, y'all, I believe that was what happened to me with my first marriage. It wasn't that I was just so madly in love with him. It was just like I made him like an idol. And that is something that we need to be very careful and mindful with when it comes to our significant others. Not making them an idol. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I forgot all about that. That's why everything... Okay. I got it. Thank you, Daddy. Thank you. I love you so much. Okay. Witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envying, murder, drunkenness, reveling, and such, like of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of God. Yo. So we just want to be mindful of these things, guys. Be mindful of our relationship with the Lord. And when he does put you in the path of the significant other that he specifically wants you to be with, just make sure you get up with him about it and you don't make that person an idol. Because sometimes if we're not careful, we can like subconsciously do that beforehand. Because like as I'm doing some mental math right now, yeah, me and my daddy gotta have a serious conversation. This was so timely and so beautiful. I'm just loving it. You know what? Today is going to be an awesome day. Spiritually. For me, that is. I can't speak for nobody else. But for me, spiritually, today is going to be epic. Because me and my daddy is going to have a nice, long conversation. It's going to be longer than this video was. Okay? Because this video actually had to get split up because my 8 o'clock alarm disrupted us. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, so I am going to get ready to get out of here because I gotta go to the... But like I said before, we love you guys. And we will get back with you later. And yeah, we gotta come back with the Proverbs of the day because I see people wisdom meter is either stuck, decreased, or stagnant. So we gotta bring that bike like a two-door Cadillac. Bring that bike. There go my comb. Yay. See, this is exactly what I be talking about. All right, let me go, y'all. Have a good one.